What is going on YouTube? Zero Lead here, and we're back with a new video, part 2 in the Disco Era Enterprise build. And we're going to be picking up here where we left off in part 1. Now I wanted to show you guys what we're going to be working on here. We're going to be adding the curve more to the outer part of the saucer, and then we're also going to add this dark band in. Okay. And thank you guys very much for tuning in today. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely appreciate you guys sticking with me through this video series. It's going to be a multi-part series on the USS Enterprise from Discovery. And we've got some things to do today. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to immediately start on that darker line. Now, I did use the black on this line for the ring. And from the picture, it's not nearly this dark, so I might actually end up changing this to a lighter gray at some point. But for the purpose of the build at this point, we're just going to roll with it, and we'll change it at a later date. And just continuing on, we're going to follow the same pattern that we already had set up, because we're keeping the curve going down the same angle. And you can see I'm in line with my cuts. That's how you can check to see if it matches, if you've made a mistake here. And now when you're doing this ring, you know, just take your time with it. There's no rush. And once we get through this line, we're going to switch over to the half quartz slabs to give it more of a curve at the very top and bottom. And if you need to, you know, feel free to fast forward throughout this video to see what I'm doing later on. But continuing on, we're going to finish this ring, and then we're going to move on to the next portion. I had somebody ask me earlier today on one of my videos. They commented asking how many videos I'm planning on doing with this, and I showed you guys last night in my previous video that so far I'm up to 49 videos. I've only just started the interior of the Enterprise, so it could be 100, could be 80, could be 150. I don't really know. At this point, I'm just going to wing it and see how far we can get. And at the very least, I would expect well over 50 videos, because there's a lot of stuff to cover in this. And even in these videos, you see I'm having to break them up, not getting a significant amount done within the time frame, but you guys are able to see it in real time. And hopefully that's helping out some of you along your builds. I enjoy doing this. This is a hobby that I've been doing now for the past 10 years. Alright, so we're moving along here. We're cooking with peanut oil, and we're about finished with this strip. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed I did not use a pixel circle generator for these parts of it. I'm just going off of the original one that we started off with from episode 1. And I'm just working my way in. Got about 30 minutes left on this build, in this portion of episode 2. Should probably be through the beginning parts of the saucer by the weekend, maybe, if I keep putting out videos every day. But there's a lot of stuff that we've got to do. Once we get done getting the groundwork done here for setting up our outside of our saucer, we're going to start plotting out our hallways for our saucer section. And once we have that laid out, we're going to move on. We're going to start working on the lower hull and maybe lining out where we're going to put the upper hull for the bridge. Then after that, we'll work on the neck. That probably will be, we're talking about videos 4, 5, and 6 at this point. Alright, so we finished the black strip. And it looks pretty good the way it's cutting in. Has that angle that it should have. And so you go over here and you look at my Enterprise A from Star Trek Beyond. That's what I was talking about, is that same angle. This is a lot of what we're going to be doing here. Adding all the different layers that we need to add to give it that 3D effect. Alright, now we're going to use a full slab, or excuse me, full white concrete, and we're going to do a row up and in. So now we've gone a row above and in on the top portion of our saucer, and we're having the angle now slope inward and upward. And then once we do this, we're probably going to be switching over to the half slabs to finish off the illusion of giving it just the final edges of that angle. Now some of you might be wondering why I'm not wiring, or at least getting an outline for the rest of my ship. Now, we want to hold off on doing that right now. And the reason for that is, just want to double check and make sure how thick our saucer is going to be, because that's definitely going to determine how long our neck is going to be and how wide it needs to be as well. the cool thing that we're going to end up doing with the rings that we're adding on here is that we're going to be able to reuse them. Like when we add in the inner rings to add in the layering for the decking, for the upper and lower decking, we're going to use those same lines to plot out our hallways. So this way you won't actually have to add them in again. Oh, made a mistake. Let's clean that up. And we're getting there, moving along. Again, if need be, go ahead and fast forward to later on in this video. We've currently got about 24 minutes left on this, on part 2. Well, so we're gonna fix that. Cool. So you can see we got the extra layer done, going up and in. It's giving off that curve now, going in like we want it to, but now we're gonna make it look a little bit more curved. Because right now on the corners, in the top and bottom, it doesn't, looks a little bit boxy. So we're gonna fix that, and we're gonna add in some of these half slabs up here and then down here. Looks like, you know what, we're gonna do one more solid full concrete white slab before we switch over to the half. It looks like it needs just to be a little bit thicker. Because remember, when you looked at that picture, that black, that dark gray strip, there was a little bit of light gray underneath that. So we want to make sure that that shows in the build. You can see it's fighting me a little bit. It's not wanting to put down all the blocks in the rapid fire again. Just by holding down the trigger. That's okay, we'll make do. The show must go on. So we're gonna get this, bang out this next row. It's a little bit too much, take off that extra one. Alright, we're getting there. Almost done with this row. I tell you, when you're doing your saucer, this is definitely one of the most time-consuming portions of your ship. Alright, sweet. Finish that row. Looking good. It's got a nice cut going in. And now we're on to half slabs. Sweet. Anybody from Mojang ever happens to see one of my videos, can you please add in colored half slabs and colored stairs? Because I know that myself and so many builders in the community are just dying to have this, and the things that I can build, that I would be able to build just with that alone. I mean, if I had just gray half slabs, and I mean true gray half slabs in different shades of gray, just like you released with the concrete ones, I mean, my enterprise alone would be fantastic. It's going to look great anyway, but it would look better with those colored slabs. I'm just saying. Not saying, just saying. Alright, so got a little ahead of myself here. We're going to fix my mistake, making sure that we're bringing the half slabs all the way up to the cut. Oh, messed up there. We're going to fix that. I added that for no reason. And I can see that I made a mistake back there. I'm pretty sure that I went back and fixed that. Let's see what happens. Let's keep on cruising along. aside from a few mistakes, the angle looks good. We're going to have to go back and clean up those rows that were mistaken, that were done incorrectly. And down to the last 7 minutes, going to try to bang out the rest of this within a reasonable amount of time. Don't know if I have enough time to fix the spot where I where I didn't line it up right. But if I don't get it in this, I'll get it on the next video. Just want to make sure that those half slabs are matching with the cuts and they're not too far back. Okay. Now we're going to add in a row below. Hopefully this underside will be a little bit easier to put these down. little bit too far down. Let's fix that. Alright. Bring the rest of this out. Now, if you catch yourself making a mistake like right there, make sure you go back and fix it. I can go back and fix this at a later time. And I'm going to catch, and I caught the mistake. But when you're looking at it from the side, it's not really going to mess up your saucer design too much. When you're looking at it from underneath, it won't look right. Just want to make sure that that half slab is lined up with the corners and doesn't go in two. It only needs to go in one. This is the other thing I don't recommend doing. If you're trying to build a ship and trying to make it really detailed, unless you really know what you're doing, don't do it when you're tired. Otherwise you'll make a lot of mistakes. And a good portion of the beginning part of this build was started late at night. Anyway, that's going to conclude episode 2 of this build. As we go through later on, we're going to fix some mistakes that we made, and then we're going to add in the extra wireframing to get our hallways plotted out, and then we're going to start working on the lower deck of the lower side of the saucer down here, and then also plotting out the area for the bridge. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As we reach our goal on our journey to 1,000 subscribers, if we can manage to hit that number, I'll be putting out more videos in the future, more tutorials on different Federation ships or any type of builds that you guys want to see. If you want to see me build something, comment in the comments section below. If you have a question, drop it in the comments section. Anyway, just want to thank you guys again, and have a great night, and I'll see you guys in episode 3. Check back tomorrow.